彩礼的话至少也要15万吧。我长得也不是很丑啊。
The bride price, a tradition in Chinese weddings, refers to the gifts and money given by the groom's family to the bride's family, symbolizing respect and sincerity towards the bride. However, in recent years, some bride prices have been criticized for being excessively high, leading to the phenomenon of skyrocketing bride prices.
你是哪里的？
黑龙江的。
这彩礼高不高
？100万。
100万？那娶你要多少
？100万。
不少一点吗？
少不了。
要多少彩礼
？30-40吧。
你觉得男生拿得出来吗？
那是他的问题啊。
算不算天价彩礼啊？
不算。
会陪嫁车房吗？
会啊，我自己有车有房，我家里还有几套。
那你陪嫁几套
？3套。
写不写他名字？
可以写。
你要不要彩礼？
肯定要彩礼呀。
要多少？
你再怎么说也要10万吧。
10万呀？能不能少点？
不能。
那你结婚的话生不生小孩？
我不生小孩。
不生小孩不觉得会很影响两个人的感情吗？
主要问题是说，我觉得生小孩的话，首先就是怀孕的时候会比较痛，而且生孩子的话也会痛，而且也会比较难熬。
你觉得养男人和养狗哪个更容易？
我觉得养狗吧，狗狗会对我摇尾巴。
孕的话大概需要多少彩礼？
怎么得几百万吧。
男生月薪多少能够养活你？
来北京这个地方，我觉得怎么也得4-5万吧。
你现在的月收入是多少？
我没有。
你打算要多少彩礼
？30万。
你那边呢？
我要50万。
啊，那你咋要50万呢？
因为那太少不行啊，太少。
要多少彩礼？
我们那边比较高诶，好像成都是没有彩礼对吧？我们四川巴中那边一般都是8万、10万8。
要彩礼吗？要多少？
几百万得有吧。
你的话需要多少彩礼呢？
彩礼的话至少也要15万吧。我长得也不是很丑啊。
如果娶你的话需要多少彩礼？你觉得
？800多万吧。但是你们给我多少彩礼，我也会回回去的。
你觉得很正常是吧？就是这个钱是大家都能拿出来的。
怎么说呢？就身边朋友
都是这个数字是吧？差不多。那你还是
同学之间就还好。其实
你那边结婚的话需要多少彩礼？
江西，我家是江西的，要看男方家的条件吧。如果是一般的话是40万左右。大概
40万。
40到60万。对。
那如果你很爱你男朋友的话，不要彩礼可以吗？
如果我很爱男朋友的话，是在他爱我的基础上，他不会不给彩礼。
可以，就是必须要给是吧？如果给不起的话怎么办？就
给不起的人
就代表不爱你，
就
不在一起了是吧？
对。
Here are the top 10 provinces in China with the highest bride prices. Jiangxi tops the list with the highest bride price in the country, renowned for its exorbitant figures. Bride prices in Jiangxi can reach astonishing amounts, with even small sums exceeding 300,000 RMB. Banks in Jiangxi have even introduced special bride price loans, indicating the significant importance placed on bride prices by locals. Fujian is famous for its steep bride prices, with many witnessing brides adorned in gold jewelry during weddings. Bride prices in Fujian typically start at around 300,000 renminbi, but for wealthy families, there is no upper limit, ranging from 400,000 renminbi to a staggering 1 million RMB. Although Fujianese are generally affluent, these prices still come as a shock. Shanghai, while not as high as other regions, bride prices in Shanghai range from 150,000 to 200,000 renminbi on average. However, a non-negotiable requirement is that the groom must own property, a challenging hurdle given Shanghai's skyrocketing real estate prices. Without any savings, marriage becomes virtually impossible. Zhejiang, like Jiangsu, Zhejiang is one of China's most developed and affluent provinces, with bride prices averaging around 200,000 RMB. In some cities like Guangzhou, where wealthy individuals are more prevalent, bride prices start at 250,000 RMB. Ironically, asking for less may cause embarrassment for the groom's family. Tianjin, as one of China's major port cities adjacent to Beijing, Tianjin's strong economy results in higher bride prices. With property ownership, bride prices hover around 200,000 renminbi, while without, they start at a minimum of 250,000 RMB. Jiangsu, situated in the Yangtze River Delta, Jiangsu is one of China's most prosperous provinces, driving up bride prices to around 200,000 renminbi on average. In some areas, demands may exceed 300,000 RMB. Additionally, expenses for cars, houses, and wedding banquets further add to the financial burden. Liaoning, known for its industrial prowess in northeast China, Liaoning boasts many beautiful women and consequently higher bride prices. Urban areas typically demand over 150,000 renminbi, while rural areas exceed 200,000 renminbi, reaching up to 250,000 renminbi in places like Anshan, making it a significant financial strain for many families. Hebei, a dowry of 10,000 renminbi is the starting point in Hebei, symbolizing finding the perfect one among thousands. Bride prices can range from 88,000 renminbi to even higher figures. Other expenses like gold bracelets, necklaces, earrings, and diamond rings, along with a compensation fee of no less than 10,000 renminbi, sum up to at least 200,000 renminbi, excluding costs for cars and houses. Gansu, located in northwest China, Gansu's economy may be relatively backward, but its bride price requirements are not. The minimum bride price is set at 200,000 renminbi, along with the stipulation of owning property and a vehicle in places like Qingyang. The conditions are even more stringent, with the bride's family demanding the groom to be an only child, posing a significant challenge for families with multiple children. Hunan, as one of China's most populous provinces and a major agricultural hub, Hunan's bride prices are generally high. Urban areas see prices between 100,000 to 200,000 renminbi, while rural areas average between 200,000 to 300,000 RMB. Some regions also require the groom to own property and a vehicle, exacerbating the financial burden. It's said that Hunan also has one of the highest numbers of single individuals in the country. Regarding the exorbitant bride price, many people in China are also expressing anger. Most ordinary people lament. When it comes to bride price, some people shamelessly demand 2 million, even 5 million. Is this human trafficking? It's unfair to push the responsibility of marriage and childbirth onto young people. Reproduction is a personal choice, but the cultural deviation now is significant. Originally, bride price was a gesture of respect, a way of expressing gratitude for marrying your daughter. But now? Some people treat bride price as a tool for extortion. I want to marry your daughter, and you demand 2 million bride price. What is this if not human trafficking? Moreover, nowadays, you have to prepare a house for the bride to get married. If you don't provide a house, the girl won't marry. However, the average income of young people in China is just that much, with 90%, 95% of monthly income being only around 300 to 500 yuan. If you buy a house, you will have to bear a debt for 20 to 30 years. This pressure is too much. Everyone hopes that China can advocate for a healthy marriage view. We shouldn't blame young people for not getting married or having children, it's because they really can't afford it. If this situation doesn't change, marriages in China might collapse. Cases of breakup due to exorbitant dowries in China are all too common. Take, for example, the story of Miss Zhang, 29 years old, from Ningbo, Zhejiang, and her boyfriend, Mr. Wu, from the northern region, who met and fell in love at a university in Hangzhou. After graduation, they both worked hard in Hangzhou. However, when they began planning their marriage, conflicts arose, with the core issue being the dowry. Miss Zhang's family expected a dowry of 188,000 yuan, emphasizing that this money would be brought as dowry to the new home, along with a car. However, Mr. Wu looked hesitant, and later, the conflicts between them escalated, leading Mr. Wu to propose a breakup. He stated that their breakup was not solely due to the dowry, but the 188,000 yuan had become the breaking point in their relationship. It turns out that to settle down in Hangzhou, their expenses kept increasing. Mur's parents had already used all their savings to pay the down payment for a house, and the upcoming wedding, gold jewelry, and renovation costs still required a large amount of money. Asking them to come up with nearly 200,000 yuan as a dowry indeed imposed immense pressure. Mr. Wu also mentioned that in their hometown, dowries usually only amounted to around 50 to 60,000 yuan. Therefore, their parents' original budget was only 66,000 yuan. Now, this dowry might mean that his parents would need to borrow money to prepare for the wedding. He hoped that Miss Zhang, who came from a relatively better-off family, could be more understanding. However, after several discussions between the two families failed to reach a consensus, it made both of them reconsider their relationship. This incident is truly thought-provoking. Can long-term relationships really withstand the pressure of financial reality? If the male party shoulders enormous financial pressure for marriage, does it truly provide the sense of security sought by the female party? Of course, some people believe that the dowry serves as protection for women faced with such controversy. What is your perspective? Why does China have so many exorbitant bride prices? The reasons can be summarized into 3 points. Firstly, the tradition of bride price is deeply ingrained. Traditionally, when a woman marries into a new family, she becomes a part of that family and usually does not return to her parents' home, nor does she easily divorce. Therefore, the bride price is seen as an economic compensation to the bride's family. However, the situation has changed. Both spouses now have the obligation to support their parents in their old age, and the divorce rate is also high. In 2023, there were 7.68 million marriages and 2.59 million divorces, accounting for about 30%. Divorce means property division, legal disputes, and other issues, so no family is willing to take the risk of paying a high bride price. Secondly, the imbalance in the male-female ratio is also a factor leading to exorbitant bride prices. There are more unmarried women in first-tier cities, while there are more unmarried men in lower-tier cities like Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou, where housing prices are high and household registration policies are complex. Many men choose to return to their hometowns for development, while women change their fate through marriage. This has led to two extreme phenomena. Women in first-tier cities are anxious to get married or even pay for marriage, or they look for divorced men, while women in rural areas have high expectations for bride prices, especially in some single men's villages. Thirdly, the influence of consumerism has misled people's values. In order to pursue profit, capitalists constantly emphasize the division of labor between men as breadwinners and women as homemakers, and propagate the idea that men should be responsible for earning money to support the family, while women should focus on their appearance. Coupled with the brainwashing effect of TV dramas, web series, etc., many women mistakenly believe that marrying a wealthy man can fulfill their own value, and even think that the bride price represents the level of importance the groom places on them. The complexity of the bride price issue cannot be ignored. In order to broaden the scope of marriage choices, it is crucial to reduce the demands for bride prices. After all, marriage is not just about the amount of the bride price, but also about the values of both parties and the attitude of the groom's family. Ultimately, the happiness of marriage depends on the sincerity of the groom towards the bride. Alright, that's it for this episode. What are your thoughts on the phenomenon of exorbitant bride prices in China? Feel free to leave your comments below and join us in the discussion. Thank you once again for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.